Snow White film because I want to talk about this with you because I actually think this is really really funny. So apparently, the huge problem I've been hearing about the new Snow White film is that a lot of people were upset because apparently, from what I understand, is they were mad because Snow White in this movie is not cleaning the house for the dwarves. She is actually teaching the dwarves how to clean. And everyone was like, "That's stupid. That's woke. That's this and that's that." Let me just start out by saying stars Rachel Zelger, Gail Gandit, Andrew Burnett, Martin Klebe, Anis Kaba, and Leon Ung. I actually thought it was kind of funny because I was like, "Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. You're upset because you want the seven dudes that own the fucking house to watch one chick clean their house?" I was like,
Yeah, I
"Nah,
ain't about that life.
huh?"
I'm not about that life. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I was like, fuck no. If anything, teach those damn dwarves to clean. I was like, what's more misogynistic than oh, we want the woman to clean? It's like, no, there's seven guys there. They can fucking clean their own house. They're diamond miners. They obviously got money. They can pay her if they need to. But, they're probably coal
Right?
miners. But that's what I'm saying. I thought it was hilarious that people were that upset of the aspect that she was teaching the dwarves how to clean, and it wasn't her just being a fucking slave and cleaning the house for them. So, Donna, what do you think about that? I mean, you talked about the new twist on it. There's that new twist.
There's that new twist. You're right. Absolutely right. But I think the issue that I had with was the dwarves looked AI.
Right. Well, you can also
Why?
make okay. That's a whole other argument about apparently, and I will agree with you. I don't know where in society we lost this idea of like we can't cast small people, dwarves, whatever you want to call, what do you want to say, whatever, whatever. I just call them little people. That you can't cast them in movies. When did that happen? Like, there's Peter Dinklage, and he's awesome. I don't
He's
care,
amazing.
but at the same time,
I'm pretty sure there are some extras.
But
There are
Peter
some extras
Jackson,
left over
but Peter
from.
Jackson did it in Lord of the Rings though, and it was fantastic.
I'm saying get the script casting from freaking the Wizard of Oz. I'm pretty sure there's a few little people still alive.
That's what I'm saying. But no, I agree with you. I agree with you there. They do look small. They do. They do look, and they are. They are because a lot of them they're not really dwarfs. They're not really little people. They're just standard actors that they CGI. They do the same thing in Snow White and the Huntsman. I don't
Why?
know. I
Why?
agree. I
Why?
agree with you there. Totally agree with you there. So at least we're at a we disagree that they should actually be we agree they should be casting little people. We disagree. We agree that they should Rachel Zellweger Snow White should be making them clean their house. The other thing I think
They
is
should be,
real.
but also, what year did this actually take place? Because if they want to stay true to it and everything else like that, back in the day before women could vote and do all that shit,
These
we
are
did have.
dwarves. These are dwarves though. What are you trying to say? Dwarves can't clean?
No, but back in the day, they didn't have to clean. Their wives did it. We were
I
stay-at-home
know,
slaves.
but what you're missing is they are human. They are human. These are dwarves. Okay,
They're human too.
who's to say these dwarves have rights at all?
They do, just like women do. Shut up.
Who's to say the dwarves have rights? The other
You're
thing
about to
people are
lose your
upset about,
rights.
the other thing people are upset about that I read was that they were upset because apparently Snow White, her name is, remember what her name was? Don, do you remember what her name was based on? Why was her name Snow White? Do you remember?
Nope.
Interesting. Because a lot of people are upset because they're like, they changed the backstory of her name because apparently, and I remember this a little bit. Snow White was named Snow White because her skin was fair as snow.
Okay. Yeah, now, okay. Now I do.
Okay, so they changed it. So what? Right, I know. You're like, what's the controversy? I don't know. People are upset about it though. I'll tell you what I'm more upset about though is the fact they're even remaking it because I think the original one is just fine. I think a lot of the timeless and we've talked about this too, and we feel like old people yelling at clouds here sometimes on the show. But and what's funny too is our kids like the real live action versions more sometimes than they do the animated one, which breaks my heart so much. But
Yeah.
they're that's my whole issue, is because Disney isn't trying to create new stories and new characters. They're basically just going back and saying we're going to remake everything because we know you're going to come see it, because we know the people who love Snow White are going to come see it and the people who are haters are going to hate. That's basically what they're doing. That drives me crazy. Not to mention the always justifiable villains, because like that new Mufasa movie that's coming out, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, where all of a sudden Scar is a good guy. What are we
What?
doing here? Yo, you didn't hear about this?
No.
They're making a new Lion King movie where it's called Mufasa, but it's about like him and Scar, and him and Scar are like buddies, and it's like
Why would you be friends with the man that killed your, or the lion that killed your fucking dad?
Well, no, it's about him and Mufasa and how they're brothers and how they used to be chill, and all of a sudden now Scar is like he did a 180, maybe he hit his head or something. I don't know.
Okay, that can happen because a lot of psychopaths, they're all normal until they hit their head multiple times.